In today's video, I will be showing you how I became a full-time NASDAQ trader at only 19 years old. Not only will I be showing you the ins and outs of my strategy, but I will be showing you trade examples that I took in real time in front of over 100 students, and I will be showing you payouts so that way everything here can be transparent and as legit as possible. Okay, so let's go over first what my key levels are. We are going to go over in more detail what they are in the next slide, but just to briefly go over them, this yellow line is my previous day high and my previous day low, right? These green lines are marked out by my pre-market high and my pre-market low, and these white lines are marked out by my 5-minute opening range. Now, what do these key levels mean? What is the previous day high and what is the previous day low? So to put it in simple terms, in my opinion, simplicity is key when it comes to trading because trading is already hard enough. So what is the previous day high and what is the previous day low? So previous day high and previous day low is the highest / lowest point price went in within the previous day. Now, what do I mean when I say the previous day? I simply mean from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. Why? Because that is the time that stock markets are open. So that is the time that we mark out. What is pre-market high and what is pre-market low? So pre-market high in simple terms and pre-market low in simple terms is the highest and lowest point that price went in within pre-market. Now, what is pre-market? Pre-market is from 4 a.m. Eastern time to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So again, these are stock market hours. Stock market hours for pre-market are from 4 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we just simply mark out the highest point and the lowest point that price went in within that time. And what is my 5-minute opening range? Well, my 5-minute opening range is simply the first 5 minutes of market open. So market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So you simply just mark out the high and the low of that first 5-minute candle, giving you the time range from 9:30 a.m. to 9:35 a.m. Eastern time. You just simply mark out the high and low of that. Now, like I said before, simplicity is key. So what do I mean by that? I have partnered up with Easy Trades and we have made an algorithm for you guys that marks out every single key level for you. As well as that, it'll give you basically a signal to enter every single time we come back with an A+ retest, right? So instead of you having to remember all these times and mark them out and have to use your brain, we basically simplified that for you to the point that you don't have to use your brain. It'll mark out the high and low of pre-market, previous day, and the 5-minute opening range with the exact same colors that I use and with the same EMA that I use. As well, you can see on the left that we have trade recaps where I post every single day's recap, as well as the recording in case you can't make it there in real time. We have our live trading channel, as well as a discussion channel where everybody can join, as well as an Apex channel where I give 80% off of Apex Combine accounts, as well as that we have PDFs going over A+ setups and going over what everything means. So if you are interested in this, the link will be in the description. Now, before we go over these examples, I want to quickly go over what is an A+ setup, right? So in my opinion, in order to be a profitable trader, you need to have discipline, but mainly you need to be able to identify A+ setups of whatever strategy you are trading, right? So what do I need to make sure that it's an A+ setup? Number one, I need displacement. What is displacement? Displacement is simply how far do we break past that key level, right? So did we just slightly break past it and then get that retest, or did we break past it showing bullish or bearish momentum, then come back for that retest, right? Number two, I need to see good price action. I can't just be trading on any day of the week. I need to be trading on a day where price isn't just consolidating left and right. I need to trade on a day where price shows me where it wants to go, and me as a continuation trader, just trade that pullback, aka that retest for a continuation move. And number three, good candle on that retest. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is when we get that bullish retest, what do I want to see? I want to see a candle that, first of all, ends green, so a bullish candle. Second of all, I want to see that lower wick. I want to see that sellers try to bring that past that key level and that buyers were able to step in, turn that into a green candle, aka known as a hammer candle, and we can get that continuation move off of that, and vice versa. If we get a bearish retest, I want to see that upper wick. I want to see that buyers try to break that back into that key level, but sellers were able to step in, aka as a shooting star candle, and we can get that continuation move off of that. Now I'm going to show you guys a bearish and a bullish example real quick before we go over actual real-time examples. Like I said, these are all posted in trade recaps in the Discord, so if you are interested, link in the description. So what do we see here? We see that displacement move that I'm talking about. How do we see displacement here? Clear momentum past these levels. We didn't just slightly break them, we broke them and continued, right? We are continuation traders. We want to see that original breakout be a good breakout. What else did we see? We saw that when we came back for the pullback, yes, we closed below that level. However, look at this next candle. Clear engulfing candle. What does this signify? Buyers are stepping into control at that level, which is exactly what we want to see in this case. I hop into my long position there. Stop loss was simply at the candle's wick of the candle that broke past our key level, right? In my opinion, if it hits that wick, my thesis is invalidated. Therefore, I want to get taken out of the trade as soon as possible. I entered in there, scaled half of my position at a 1-to-1. Why do I do this? Why do I scale half at a 1-to-1? Here's why. If I scale half at a 1-to-1, that means that the remainder of my position can get fully stopped out and it'll still be a break-even trade. So not only would it ease your mind, especially for you beginners out there, but it'll also give you realized gains, meaning 0 losing trades if it works out at a 1-to-1 every single time. I decided to trail my stop loss if we hit high of day because in case it is just a liquidity sweep, I do not want to be a part of that anymore. And I want to give myself the best edge possible, especially in the market conditions that we've been having. So you can see that we were very close to hitting our full TP. However, we got stopped out on the trailing, which is perfectly fine. Now here we have a bearish example. Here we broke previous day low in pre-market, right? I never said what time we have to break what level, as long as we just break that level with good displacement. So we broke that previous day low with good displacement, came back. This original retest, I didn't really like it that much just because I didn't see that sellers were stepping in control enough. However, once we got that, we got some good displacement. Once again, second retest at that level, waited for confirmation. Once I saw this shooting star candle, which we just previously talked about, I entered in on that pullback. Stop loss going just above these wicks on a candle to the left that you guys cannot see. Scaled 50% at that 1-to-1. For what reason? Ease of mind, realized gains, guaranteed win, right? Move stops to break even at a 1-to-2. I wanted to target this pivot low. However, we couldn't get to it. Rest of my position got stopped out at break even. Solid day. Here we are now in example number 1. Let's play out the first 5 minutes of market open so we can mark out our key levels. So as you can see, the second we play out the first 5 minutes of market open, the algo that I told you guys does everything for you. It put out pre-market low, pre-market high, 5-minute opening range, and it also displayed the previous day high and low. So now we just simply go down to the 1 minute and wait for our entry. So here we can see that we came down for a retest of pre-market high. We can see that clearly buyers are stepping in control with this nice engulfing candle. I will look to enter my position here. Stop loss being if we get that wick of the candle that broke, because then it would be invalidating my thesis. And I will just simply be targeting a 1-to-2 for the example of this video. So if we play out the tape, let's see what happens. As you can see, this did end up working very nicely. Now on to the next example. Here we are now onto our last example. Let's play out the first 5 minutes of market open, mark out our levels, and let's see what happens. Okay, so once again, as I said, you can see that here, the second the first 5 minutes of market open play out, the algo does everything for you. No need for you to do anything. No need for you to think. It'll just automatically do everything for you. Now that the algo has done everything for us, let's simply go down to the 1 minute and wait for that break and retest with good price action and good displacement and following everything that I previously talked about. All right, so what do we see here? We see that not only did the algo signal to us that we got a nice retest, but we see that nice breakout with good displacement, good price action and everything. So I would simply hop into my long position here. Stop loss being that candle that broke the 5-minute opening range, simply targeting a 1-to-2. So in this case, we can target a little bit above previous day high. And if we play out the tape, let's see what happens. As you can see, in just 3 minutes, this trade played out. This is due to the fact that we were able to have discipline on this day and take an A+ setup. This is something I tell my students all the time. If you don't have discipline, you will never become profitable. In my opinion, discipline is the most important part about trading. That is going to be it for today's video. If you are interested in getting all of these resources for completely free, I don't know any other group that is doing this free of charge. As well as that, I also withdraw live on stream in front of over 100 people. So that way you guys know that I am as legit as possible and I can be as transparent as possible with you guys. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you are interested, click that link in the description and I will see you there tomorrow morning.